Hey guys, welcome to our kitchen. This is my lovely wife Allison.
Hi.
And she is my lab rat. I put many coffee devices on her to learn how to use, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
And just as soon as she'll get the hang of one, I'll get bored with it or find something better and move along. And we've used a lot of things. We started out years ago drinking shelf coffee and single cup brewers and then Keurigs, and we thought we were drinking good coffee back then.
Yeah.
But I got involved with espresso and lattes and eventually roasting my own coffee, and it just kept blooming into more. And the more my coffee got better, the more I wanted to make it better. And so that's also extended to equipment, and not just brewing the best coffee that we can, but keeping it simple. You know, I like to keep it simple for Allison because she has a lot going on in the morning. She's taking care of our household and our kids, getting ready for school, and she needs to make a cup quick, and we know you do as well.
Yes.
So that led us to the Hario, and I would say it's a sensational product. Would you agree?
Yes, it is. Right. That's very good.
So what we want to do is show you how easy it is, and walk you through the process of getting the cup hot, brewing some coffee, and enjoying your morning or evening. If you're like us, we have coffee in the morning and evening here. So, all right, so honey, we got this Hario here, and this cup, and a filter. So we got, before we start brewing, there's a couple things we want to do, right?
Yeah.
What's the big thing?
We have to heat up the Hario in the cup and then cool off the water.
Yeah, that's right. So there's a lot of ways to get your Hario and cup hot. We've got a digital kettle here, which we could take right to our brew temp, and if this was already hot, brew right away. But for the sake of people who may have simple kettles that it's just easier to take to boiling, we've taken this water to 212, which is boiling everywhere on the earth as far as I know. And we're going to use the extra temperature in that water. That's too hot to brew with. We're going to use that extra temperature to heat this up and the cup up and cool this down at the same time. So yeah, baby, you know it. That's exactly what we're going to do. So I also like to start with the filter rinse.
Yes.
Yeah, because even though it's mild, these things can impart a papery taste in your coffee. So once I've got my water up to temp, I'll just pour a little over the filter, right?
Yeah, just rinse it.
Just rinse that filter out. That's it. Now, usually I would just do that over the sink, but to keep it on camera here, we throw on an extra coffee cup. So we're just going to set that rinse water to the side, bring in a fresh cup, and now we're addressing the first problem. This is cold and this is cold, right?
Yeah.
Cold cup, cold Hario, cold coffee. So we're going to use this boiling water and just fill this cup up. And I'm just kind of listening. I can hear when it's getting full. And there it is, nice and full. So let's put our hands around there, right? And let me know when that cup gets nice and hot, huh? It's warming up, right?
Yeah, it's warming up. It's almost there.
Yeah, so this is great. We're getting a hot cup, we're getting a hot Hario, and
It's pretty warm.
yeah, pretty warm. So we're gonna do what next?
I'll put the water back in there.
Yep.
And rinse out the.
Well, we've already rinsed it.
Well,
Yeah. So at this point, we're just adding some extra heat in the Hario, giving it one more chance to get a little hotter.
yeah.
And this heat that the Hario and the cup have taken out of this water have got it down into a nice brew range. So Hario's hot, cup's hot, water is cooled down.
Yeah.
So at this point, we're ready to brew coffee. And what are we missing?
Coffee.
We're missing coffee. So, you know, as neat as the device is, as well as it works, is there any substitute for that?
No. There isn't. That smells great.
It smells great.
Yeah,
doesn't
it does.
Fresh roasted coffee is just amazing. All those gases and aromas have not escaped the bean. It's not stale. In fact, you're going to see that in the cup in just a second. I like to grind pour over coffee, medium fine. So see how that's a nice light medium grind. So you don't want it very coarse. You can play with this. You know, changing your grind changes the cup. So what I'm trying to do today is show you the easiest path to a fantastic cup of all the experience I've had. So we got our coffee in there. What's the next thing we like to do, hon?
Well, you like to put a little funnel in there.
Yeah. I like to just take a little spoon and just make a little funnel in the middle. And the reason we're doing this, I'm gonna go ahead and tear out my scale as well. Now, more on this in a moment, why I'm using a food scale and why you don't have to. But I like to put a little divot in there because the coffee is gonna bloom, and that's gonna allow the CO2 that's trapped in there to escape. We're gonna give that 30 seconds to happen so that when we pour the rest of the water on, we get a really nice, even extraction of the coffee. Now, yes, I'm sitting on the Pootsco. I know this cup holds about 250 grams of coffee, and the Hario retains about 25, so I brew to a number. You know, I like to say I'm from Mars, she's from Venus, because she doesn't brew like this.
No.
You know, Allison puts some coffee in, she puts some water in, she lifts it up, looks in there, and you make a great cup of coffee.
Yes.
Doing it just like that.
Yeah.
So there's no wrong way to do it. When you're using pour over with great coffee, it's going to produce a great cup. I'm kind of scientific and nerdy, so you know, I like to hit precise numbers. I measure my coffee, I measure my water, and you know, my coffee is the same every morning because of it. All right, so no further ado, we'll start the bloom here. So we're gonna just pour on enough water. You don't want to soak these grinds. You just want to get them all covered. And you can see from the overhead shot here how that's blooming out, right? Yeah, it's pretty cool looking. It's like a volcano erupt, and that's all that CO2 escaping. So as soon as that water touches it, man, that CO2 boom comes out. That's the bloom. So I usually let it bloom until it starts looking kind of dry on the surface. And once it does, that's my key to pour more water on, right?
Yeah.
So here we go. I start on the outside and just work my way to the center. I'm playing like a little game of whack-a-mole here, you know, where the coffee likes to float. I pour on water. How's that smell, honey?
It smells really good.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So again, there's no wrong way to pour this water on. You know, you can pour it all on at once as long as you don't pour too much.
Yeah, I don't want to have a mess.
Yeah, you don't want to have a mess. You can pour it very slowly. You can do what I just did there, pour a little bit, wait, and then I'm going to finish it off here. Once it starts attaching to the edge of the cup, I don't like to touch the edge anymore. So again, you'll find your own method for the pour over, but it's a fun experience and you really can't do it wrong at this point. All the water's in and this thing's brewing through. So while we wait for this to finish, when we have this cup done, how easy is it to clean the Hario?
Oh, it's super easy to clean. All you have to do is just take the filter out and throw it away, and then just rinse out the Hario, and then you're done.
Yeah.
That's all you gotta do.
Actually, a lot easier than the machine. You remember those machines that
No,
you know, they would get gunky and dirty, and
have all the scale.
yeah, and parts you couldn't
Yeah.
clean. You know, this thing is you know, just gravity and a funnel. You know, there's not much to it. And you can see this nice crema. This Colombian Supremo produces a beautiful crema that rests on top of the grains when it's done. Our coffee is done now, so we're going to bring our little cup here to set this off and let you take a look. And take a look at that cup. Does that look good to you?
Yeah, it looks superb.
Yeah, it does. This is pretty easy, isn't it? Yeah, I think that's the message we want to convey, is that whatever convenience machine is in your kitchen now, maybe you're already doing something nice to brew excellent coffee, but if you're looking for another solution and you want to get away from the machine and make world-class coffee, the Hario will do it, and it is quick and easy.
Yes, it is.
Wife approved.
Yes, it is. Definitely
All right.
approved.
From our kitchen to yours, hope you enjoy your coffee. See you later.